Today, we are going to talk about 3 imperative things that you need to know and be trained in to have a clutter-free home. I feel I was born a naturally organized person. I enjoy decluttering, but through the seasons of my life, especially having a family, homeschooling, going back to work, starting YouTube, empty nest, things changed so much along the way, and I picked up a lot of bad habits. Welcome to the Peaceful Home. I want to talk first about teaching versus training. So teaching is to learn. This is to get the stuff in your brain. So you could watch 100 videos on decluttering. You could read all the books, and that would just be knowledge that you have. Training is to practice in order to do. So this means setting up a system where you practice a behavior over and over until it becomes automatic. If your babysitter tells you that she's trained in CPR, you better hope she didn't just watch a YouTube video. Being trained implies that she went to classes, that she was taught and trained. She had to practice the skill over and over until she could do it without thinking. Now, this is part of my series, 15 Minutes to a Peaceful Home, a decluttering challenge for an entire month, where I'm encouraging you to declutter just 15 minutes a day. If you're new to this channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're new to this series, check below for the entire playlist. Okay, let's dive in. You can't throw tomatoes at me through the screen, so I think I'm safe. Because number 1 is develop a habit of decluttering. And this is essential. It really is. Even as a kid, I was so excited to clean my room. I know I'm weird. Or on the weekend, declutter our game closet. I was a busy mom of 6, and there wasn't time to declutter, so I thought. And so I would wait until an area just got so out of control that I would just commit an entire Saturday and do this whole purge, declutter, get rid of stuff, try to get reorganized. Now, not everyone can do that. A lot of people, when they pull everything out, they get started, they get so overwhelmed. And this 15-minute challenge will really help with that. But these were the habits that I was establishing. And then I became a professional organizer. And that was really doing it all at one time. I have a client that is paying me. And so we are trying to get as much done as we can. We're maybe working 6, 8, 10-hour days. And you know what? It's successful. The room looks completely different after we're finished. The pantry is transformed. The closet is neat as a pin. But does it last? When we don't have a habit of decluttering, we tend to go after one area, one project, while we let everything else go. So I've been working on decluttering mainly downstairs. And meanwhile, my bedroom has been very neglected. I'm out of my routine of doing just a 5-minute pickup in the mornings, scrapped that. And when I come in here, I just ignore the other stuff I see because I'm busy decluttering the pantry. So I'm going to take you along today to declutter in my bedroom. And you will see all the things that I just kind of let go, postponed decisions, because I was decluttering in other areas and I did not have the balance of a little bit each day. Now that is what I'm encouraging you to do, but I have the additional jobs of filming and editing and doing all that. So because of that extra time, it's not enabling me to get to the things I normally would. But ideally, we're not filming, we're not editing, we're just doing bits every day. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. Yard by yard, life is hard. The smaller chunks are so much easier. Even 5 minutes a day will change your home if you're consistent. Number 2, don't put it down, put it away. I used to say this over and over to my children, but apparently I don't listen to it myself. Now there are several things, some here on my nightstand and on my kind of desk bookcase behind me, that I came upstairs and I set down. I did not actually put the things away. And so I'm going to try right now to time myself and see how long it would take me to put them away. I took my nail kit and this black hat and put them in the closet and bathroom, and it took 24 seconds. Retraining myself, don't put it down, put it away. I set my stopwatch and had to remove these chair pads, which is really why I didn't put this gift bag away in the first place. So sometimes when we start a pile, we can't even get into the spaces we need to. And so folding up the bag and smoothing out the tissue to get it put away was actually really easy. Sometimes we're just moving too fast and we have a mental block, but we need to retrain our brains with the mantra, don't put it down, put it away. And that way, we're taking a few seconds rather than a whole 15-minute decluttering session. 27 seconds. And I wasn't even really rushing. Number 3, don't leave things out as reminders. This one is huge. How often do you take something and say, well, I need to fix the whatever, so I'm going to put the broken thing in the tool right here to remind me to get to this. And weeks later, it's still there. Or you need to write someone back or call about a bill. So you stack the papers up and everything just gets lost. I know I have a tendency, because I'm a visual person, to put things out where I can see them. But then usually what happens is you start a clutter pile. I call it a clutter magnet. As soon as you put one thing on a surface, they just seem to keep coming. And then the things that you are putting out so that you will see them and be reminded are now buried. And all you see is clutter, and you have no idea what you're supposed to do with this stuff. Now, I do have a clutter-free solution for this, but again, you have to train yourself in this. It won't be automatic. What I do is I find a place for these things. For example, if I have a hold spot or an inbox for my paper, that's where I'm going to put my papers, and I'm going to write on my to-do list the things I need to do. Now, the reason you have to train yourself is because a lot of us are not in the habit of checking a list like that maybe once or twice a day. It really depends on how busy you are. If you have an extremely low-key life, you could probably check it once a week and make a plan to do these things. So I have 2 things in this room that are out to remind me, and that is these green cushions. I bought them so that I could swap them out for the blue ones on my bar stools. So I thought, you know what, fall and winter with Christmas, the green would be nice. I could swap them out. But as I was decluttering, I thought, I don't really know if I want to store these. And then if I put the green ones on, I now have to store the blue ones. And it's taken me several weeks. I've had these for a couple of months because when I bought them, it wasn't the season and I put them away. But then I got them out thinking, okay, I have to make a decision about this. And the decision I have made is that I'm returning them. I'm so excited. Now, it's not wrong in any way to swap things out with the seasons. I swap out my pillows and blankets all the time. But I've just decided that this is too much. These are also big and bulky. And I'm just in a season where it's not worth it to me to swap out a color on my bar stools and have to store this stuff. I'm feeling really good about this decision. I don't feel loss, I feel a lot of peace. Now the other one is I brought up my little steam cleaner so that I could deep clean in my bathroom. And anyone want to guess how long it's been there? Whatever your guess was, you can comment below and let me know. Over a month. Over a month it has sat there. And then I've needed to vacuum, so then I move it somewhere. And then it's in my way there, so I move it again. And I've just moved it all over, and I haven't cleaned with it at all. It would have been better if it stayed where it belonged, and I wrote on my to-do list, deep clean the bathroom. So this is actually my planner for the week. For these types of things, I put them on a sticky note because there's a good chance I'm not going to necessarily get to them this week. So this enables me to pick up the note and transfer it to the next week. So steam clean, I'll know that means bathroom, and return the chair pads. There we go. Now again, you have to train yourself to look at this list and put things on your calendar and make a plan to do them. I finally realized that putting things out to remind me does not work. And so if that's not working, I'd rather have that stuff out of sight and retrain myself to look at my list. Now I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes and start cleaning up. lot of this was just general pickup, but I also had this cabinet that had been in our room for a long time since our kids moved out, and we put it in here so it wouldn't be in the way. And then I pulled out all of our frames so that I could pick the right ones for the Twain room. And I'm not decluttering those right now because I am planning on a photo gallery wall soon. I still have 3 minutes left on my timer. It's really embarrassing that that giant cabinet sat in the middle of my bedroom for 2 months. I'm not exaggerating. This is crazy. And for me, mentally, I kept telling myself I don't have the time to work in this room. But I'm learning, I am learning, and I'm retraining my brain to say 5 minutes counts. I can set my timer for 5 minutes and see how much I can get done. I can come home tonight and do 5 more minutes, 3 minutes. So in 12 minutes, I did all this stuff that I've been putting off for weeks and months. And the reality is, my room could have felt like this all along if I had followed these 3 things. When I was putting my hat away in my closet, I saw this. And I covered this in a thrift haul because I bought it. It was folded up and pinned. Oops. There's the timer. This was folded up when I bought it. I thought it was the most beautiful blanket, so I brought it home, but it's actually a shawl with arms. And so I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with it? It's not what I thought, but I love the pattern and the color so much. I thought maybe I could wear it like that. So I tried it on this week and I just didn't feel comfortable. It's just not my style. Now, I could say I need to wait until I declutter in my closet before I can let this go. No, there's no rules like that. This is going in my decluttering pile right now. Have you made any of the mistakes that I have in contributing to the clutter in your home? Leave me a comment below. Tell me what your biggest struggle. Which one of the 3 is the hardest for you? If you're not part of this decluttering challenge, it is never too late to join. Just join for the rest of the month or start back at the beginning and go a little bit each day. I only had 12 things going out to, 13 going out today. And I'm so excited about that. I feel really good, mostly because the clutter in the middle of my bedroom is gone. Here's everything I'm decluttering. And yes, I counted each and every one of those cushions. I am getting rid of this quilt that I just got this year. It was a good color, but it wasn't really soft. And I ended up thrifting this one, and I like it so much better. It was only $10 for a king size, and the shams from the other one work perfectly with it. So I don't have any problem just donating the quilt. Thanks for joining me today on The Peaceful Home, for decluttering along with me. All the best to you in your decluttering journey. Inch by inch, life's a cinch, hard by hard. Oops.